which is with Say Yes to Education. Thank you for the handout. And with me, Councilor Nave, Jones Browser, Caldwell, and Gathers. Myself, Rita Paniagua. And we're joined by the Executive Director of Say Yes to Education, Ahmed. Oh, oh. Here we go. Here you go.
There's also one other document.
Do you need this back? There you go.
There's this one
Yeah.
and that one. Is that it? Okay. All righty. So, Ahmed, you have the floor.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. This is a report out on Say Yes Syracuse scholarships and how they're performing. This is our annual report card. This report card is for the 2023-2024 school year. And what you'll notice is our total spending at the top of the report card. A few things to point out. On the left-hand side, under 2023, you'll see total grants awarded. That's inclusive of all three two grants that we have and the scholarships. And you all are familiar with the scholarships and stuff, right? So the total awarded last year was $932,116. And in external aid, we were able to leverage $18.3 million. And you all know that's inclusive of federal Pell Grants, New York State TAP grants, institutional aid, other federal grants, other New York State grants. And we're able to leverage that because we're a last dollar model and students have to complete a FAFSA application and they have to complete a TAP application in order to get the Say Yes award. So those are a few highlights on the report card. Right under that, you'll see that 40% of the 2024 class completed a Say Yes application. We, of course, would like to get that higher. And 80% of the Say Yes applicants enrolled in college in the fall 2024. And there's a couple of things that may have affected the enrollment for the number of students that completed applications. One, last year was the rollout of the new FAFSA application, and there were a lot of complications with completing that. We can't make any direct correlations, but we know through conversations with students and families that some students and families elected not to enroll because they weren't sure about what their financial aid was going to be because FAFSA was holding things up. So there's that. We also want to increase the number of students that complete a Say Yes application. We're working on a lot of communications channels to do that, two of which are surveying high school students. So our primary target to communicate the scholarships is high school students, but they are a moving target because they change their communication strategies every year. So we're working with two high school programs and a high school student. One high school program is called Ignite the Youth. They are going to survey their high school students at ITC on the best ways to get information. And then we are working with a student. Her name is Jemiah. Oh gosh, her last name escapes me right now. But she's doing her senior project on informing students about Say Yes scholarships. Ignite the Youth. It's a mentoring program just launched at ITC. Can you pass that to Joel? Oh, he already has them.
No, that's Bashir.
Okay. So it's Ignite. It's launched at ITC. It's a mentoring program, like a 360-degree mentoring program that juniors and seniors mentor 9th and 10th graders on, I don't know, whatever. But part of that is also informing them about all the resources available to them if they want to go to college.
There's also a peer-to-peer group that Interfaith Work.
Yeah.
So you know about them?
Yes, we work closely with them too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Seeds of Hope or something. Yeah.
Yep. On the bottom of the report card, something that we're kind of pleased about. I mean, there's still more work to do. You'll see on the left-hand side, say as applicants, 94% of the applicants that completed our SAYS application also completed a FAFSA application, and then 82% completed TAP. Now, the gap there is because, well, I am guesstimating is because when FAFSA released the new FAFSA application, in prior years, a student could complete a FAFSA application, and then there was a hyperlink at the end of the application that would automatically upload their information into a TAP application. So students will go there, they click that, the application pops up, and then they click submit. Last year, that wasn't available to them, and we know just from interfacing with students that a lot of them didn't know that the TAP application wasn't completed because it's basic. It used to be basically 2 clicks.
So for them to be eligible, they need to complete both of those.
They have to complete both to get an award. That's correct. Also on the right-hand side, you'll see our persistence rate, 69% compared to the entire student body. That's 36%. And our rate is slightly below the national average for that particular year. And you'll also see there, there's a big difference in the SAYS scholars that persisted first year to second year and the entire student body. And that is because we think it's because not all students complete the SAYS application, right? So if you just look above that, 40% of the class of 2024 completed the application. That could be higher. But 69% is very good for us. And then to the right of that, you'll see the persistence rates for private versus public, 2-year versus 4-year, and beneath that, the high school graduation rates. So a question, I also gave you all an overview of a network that Syracuse is launching in partnership with the Equitable Foundation called the Syracuse College Attainment Network. We've been working on this for about 1.5 years.
So you were just telling me about it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, go
yes. We've been working on this for about 1.5 years. And, Syracuse is a small community. We know each other and we work with each other, but we want to be purposeful in collaborating and making sure really beyond say yes, anyone in the community that wants to go to college knows what resources are available to them and can take advantage of those resources. So the network.
This start already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The network right now includes about 13 organizations, 5 of which have signed an agreement to, let's say, adhere to certain standards. So the standards are to promote the Syracuse College Attainment Network. We will be launching a website June 10th to refer people to that website so they know all the resources available to them, to attend our annual meetings, and to help us build the strategy out. One of the things that we want to accomplish, is not included on this overview, is we want to develop a universal application. So you all know right now, if someone wants to take advantage of OnPoint and Hillside and STEP program and Area 21, they have to complete 4 different applications. What we would like to do is have one universal application people can complete, and then they'll see all the options and they can check off which options that they want to have. We think that would be beneficial. And we also want to share data. We have proposed, SAYS has proposed to offer a book voucher to students that are part of organizations that are members of SCAN. It would have to be for SAYS students, of course, but what we would like to do is, on top of a SAYS award, they would get an additional $500 book voucher for the year.
What was it?
Additional $500 book voucher. And that's for the year, so it's $250 a semester, but it's $250 a semester. That's it. I do have some additional information because I figured some people might ask. about persistence and graduation rates.
That's why I'm watching.
It's okay. We have National Student Clearinghouse data. I'm happy to pass it around if you all want to know about that. National Student Clearinghouse data measured high school to college matriculation rates immediately after high school for the entire body, high school to college matriculation rates 1 year after graduating high school, and then persistence rates for students from first year to second year.
Do you work with the colleges, like with OCC,
Yes.
Syracuse, Lemoyne?
Yes, we do. And actually, I'm glad you asked that question because Syracuse University, On Point for College, and Lemoyne College are also part of the SCAN network.
Well, how many colleges are currently accepting Say Yes? I remember at one time there was like a little drop off.
Oh, yeah. So, how could I answer that? At the public schools, their rates have been kind of static. They're accepting at the same rates they have been. At the private schools, the policy around that hasn't changed. If you're referring to like the income cliff and who gets the tuition guarantee, but the admissions rate. So at Syracuse University, the admissions rates have gone up. Lemoyne College too. Gosh, I can't remember the exact number, but if we had to put into raw numbers, Syracuse University about 5 years ago was accepting anywhere between 30 and 35 students.
Okay.
Just this past year, that's gone up to about 53, between 53 and 56 students. So they're accepting at higher rates now. And that, and we know that could be because more students are performing well and meet their admissions criteria.
They're keeping them in our community.
Yeah. Yes.
This might have been a question for Tony, but do you guys work with the colleges for the pre-college admissions as well?
We
Like the kids that's in
we
high school
do, but
taking
not
college
in any
courses?
official way. We do, but we don't have like an agreement. So there's colleges that have these college prep or pre-college courses, and we just try to be a good steward to them and spread the word.
Okay.
So I guess, go ahead.
No. As far as the, and thank you, Councilman Joe. As far as the enrollment goes with the kids and getting them engaged with Say Yes and the other programs that we have, you start at high school, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Will it be possible to also get down to maybe 8th grade to start a profile with them? Because like you said, with that collaborative effort of putting everything in one application and be able to have them fill out, check whatever options they want to receive as far as funding goes. But also if we start them at 8th grade and then try to push them and keep track of them. Because I remember I was in SAYS as well, and then also with AVID. We had AVID back then too.
Yep.
And that was also a big pusher to help motivate the kids in schools to go to college and pick a college or something like that. So has that been an option at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, so that has. We have been trying to, develop an experience with the scholarships. It has largely been for many, many years very transactional. They go, they let us know, we provide the funds, and we've been trying to experiment on what that experience would look like, because we know that students that have a relationship to those awards persist at higher rates and graduate at higher rates. And that's how we arrived at Syracuse College Attainment Network. And so for Say Yes, I mean, the Community Foundation doesn't do programs. So we have to get out in the community and figure out how we can, develop something. And we're hopeful that SCAN will be a way for us to guide students in a collective effort towards a certain pathway, and have a deeper experience with the scholarship besides just the dollars.
And then at the other end of that, which I thought that's what you were asking me, if they graduate, but they don't immediately apply for anything, they have 1 year to figure it out.
Yes, they have 1 year, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so the graduates this year will have till 2026 to remain eligible.
And we always talk about, I mean, there are students that are not interested in college or universities, but they're more into a vocational type situation. And we always talk about, building that into the programs. Is that something you continue to explore? Where is that?
Yeah, so certificate, I mean, students that want to take advantage of a licensure or certificate program can still do that, but they have to do that at a college or university. So it would be like Morrisville has certificate programs, Delhi has certificate programs, I believe Plattsburgh, of course, OCC has some things. So they wouldn't be able to go to something like BOCES.
That's my question,
Yeah, no, that's not part of the deal. I mean, it's certainly something that the council can talk about, though.
Okay.
So, so with the requirement that to be a say yes scholar, you have to be a city resident and graduate from high school.
Yep.
From the latest is what, sophomore year to sign up?
Yep. 3 years continuous
Right.
enrollment, 10 to
Right.
12.
Right. So once the student graduates from city school district,
Yep.
why do they have to apply for say yes when they could automatically be enrolled in?
Oh, yeah, I see. Well, all right, so there's a couple of reasons. We do get our data from the Syracuse City School District. They give us a dump biannually every year. So the students' information is in our system, but we don't, that's where it ends. So we don't know what college they're going to. They have to let us know. And then the other thing is when students turn 18, their rights are protected by FERPA. So we can't contact the college on their behalf unless they give us permission. So the application is really
That's a
more
fact.
like a certification. You know what I'm saying? They got to go in, they certify that all the information we have is correct. They tell us what college they're going to, and then there's a box that says, I give say yes permission to contact the college on my behalf for X, Y, and Z, and they check the box.
Once you turn 18, it's a wrap. You can't get no information.
You're on your own.
Are you guys still seeing any residual effects from like the post-COVID stuff? Like our kids?
We are, man, it's been a very dynamic 5 years. There was COVID and there was a dip. There was honestly a dip in enrollment, a dip in our spending.
Yeah.
We were, prior to COVID, awarding a little over $1 million a year. During COVID, it was $883,000, and we're getting back up to pre-COVID levels. I think there's a strong correlation between the FAFSA application and last year's award enrollment and awarding numbers. And the environment is still dynamic right now. We don't, there's the future of Pell Grants and how that all is going to work is kind of in limbo.
Yeah.
So the council is monitoring that, and let's say something drastic happens, like federal Pell Grants get cut.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to analyze how that impacts our endowment, and if we need to make policy changes, we will.
So as far as the amount that you give, that's one thing, because even with schools raising tuitions, that factors into the amount. But the number of students, did that start to increase as well since COVID?
Yes, since COVID, yes. The number of students that complete a Say Yes application and enroll in college has gone up since COVID.
Yeah.
And like I said, we are, I wish we had enough money to advertise on billboards and everything everywhere else, but we are trying to be a lot more tactical about how to reach students. And honestly, in the past couple of years, we've been considering our primary audience is the students. But what we've learned over the last 4 years is that the primary consumer of that information is parents and counselors and adults. So we're augmenting the messages a little bit because the adults are the ones that inform the students 8th, 9th, and 10th grade.
Yeah.
So I see here.
I don't know. I think that a lot of kids, parents are so busy that they may see something. I know they have this, you have to see something at least 3 times before it starts to click with you, stuff like that. But I think that sometimes if you talk with kids and get them like kind of enthused about something, they are the messengers to the parents.
Yeah, I mean, so all right, so here we go. Let me break this down. So the apparatuses that we use Facebook.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Students don't really consume Facebook, and then we use
Swipe.
Instagram. The systems, the things that they use to communicate with each other change all the time. Hopefully, being part of SCAN will be able to get more students' attention, and we want to develop, I guess you could say, like ambassadors, not just for Say Yes, but for everything that's available to students.
Yeah.
And we just got to get better at it.
And what about the college, I don't know, what do you call them, like college fairs? Do we have those?
We do. There's an organization called NACAC. It's National Association for College Advising Counselors. They just did a fair this year. I believe it was in March. And so we utilize that. And we want to, we've attempted to have an HBCU fair. And we're going to keep attempting to do that because we know that a lot of HBCU is an opportunity for a lot of students.
Yeah. I know that like a lot of times when people go to fairs or conferences, they give them like a little punch card or something you got to go to, whatever booths. And the more you collect, you get something. That's something that kids always look forward to, getting something at the end.
Yeah.
So I see here you have 30% for 2-year college students.
Yep.
And then 70% for 4-year. Do we know for the 4-year, the percentage of that actually finish?
Getting my hands on that. So this year, so as a result of the hearing I attended last year, where you asked a similar question, we are now going to track students beyond 4 years. So we're going to request their information. If the college gives us their information, great. But we're going to continue to request the information until the college has indicated that the student has graduated. So beginning this year, the students will continue to be on those things. And if the college says the student graduated, we're going to record it. And then we're just going to report out what we have.
I guess just thinking of the mechanics of it, right? There could be another way where you do it where colleges don't have to give you that data, which is that, as you engage the student, right? As you engage
know
the
what you mean.
student, and then as they graduate, they either do an interview or some sort of survey.
That's a lot of kids
You
that
know.
gotta keep up with.
Right, but he keeps his hands on it.
it's a
Every
lot of
one of them,
kids,
because you gotta pay their tuition,
Yep.
right?
So we have actually thought about doing like an exit survey.
Right.
We just need to put it together so that we're getting the data that we want. And we won't worry about completion rates. If 100% of students that complete our survey, great. If 30% complete, that'll be great. But we want to get an exit survey because folks want to know what's going on with scholars and what they're doing. And
But the disbursements, I mean, that speaks for itself.
yeah. But
So, I mean, like you're
students are. I
saying-
mean, we have a councilman that is a product of or what have received Say Yes funding. So we know that students are taking advantage. We know that it is helping them achieve their goals. And we want to get data. We attempted to launch a survey in December, and we were unsuccessful with doing that. But we're working on like an exit survey, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I think the more you can communicate this success story and the processes, I think it also helps you with funding, obviously. With people that see that people are getting, are graduating, and there is a return on investment because kids are actually graduating. Here's the data. I think that helps your story.
So one of the
Thank you.
things that, me and me meet a lot and talking about, what can we do, to continue to build on Say Yes. But one of the issues I know, because I have a college student right now, is she don't do her financial aid. She doesn't do any of that. I do it. So And, you know, she's not entering, and with your day coming real soon, buddy, she's not entering any of that information. So it's just like, you know, kids aren't really involved in that piece unless they're by themselves. It's there because it's based on the parent, it's not based on them. So that's the other part.
I have a
Stop filling
question.
out financial aid.
I have a question on
Yep.
high school graduation from race, and I look at all 5 categories. How many of them, the percentage, were not born in the United States? They're all immigrants from each category.
That is a fabulous question. So we get the high school graduation rates from NICEAD. And honestly, that is a metric that I did not slice. So if it's available through NICEAD, I could slice it for next year's
Right,
report
because I
card.
look white, could be from the Ukraine, Danish, I don't know, Asian could be from Vietnam, Latino could be Peru, black could be from Burundi, you know, so,
Yep.
I mean, we have a lot of new Americans, those who are not born in this country, so they are in this category. They're all born in this country.
I will
Yes,
note
maybe.
that if I'm able to slice it using NICEAD, I will note that and make sure it's
Okay.
included.
All right.
Okay, any more questions? All right, so thank you for joining us today and
Thank
bringing
you
us
for
this
having me.
wonderful
You folks know how to
presentation.
reach me.
Thank you.
Make a mistake?
So we adjourn. Thank you.
It's double your tuition.
Hey,